family and friends. So this is something you just can't take with you when you go move to another country. Um, yeah, this is a little hard.
Mhm.
Apart from that, it's more like just small things. Like I told you, like walking to places, it's really hard, and some some things maybe to eat or whatever. We eat a lot of. There's a lot of bread, for example, in Germany. Germans love bread, and they have like all kinds of bread, like dark bread, gray bread, and white bread, and unsweetened bread. This is what I what I miss here, I would say.
Mm.
My family, friends, um, wide open spaces. That was always a topic for me because, I grew up with like no neighbors, like as far as I think you were at my house in Fall City,
Mhm.
Wes. It's out in the middle of nowhere. And like whenever we had the chance and we would get somewhere in Germany where it was like just an open field, I'd be like, oh, this field, I love this field. I love cornfields. And Henning always was like, I don't get your thing with cornfields, but like everything's just so densely populated in Germany. People are just really living on top of each other that anytime I got a minute, like to be out in the open, it was like really freeing for me. And I really missed that in Germany. That was a big thing that I missed. And, also food, like really good Mexican food,
Ooh.
like really authentic Mexican food I missed. And yeah, those were the things I missed.
Oh, that's actually something I really enjoy here too. Mexican food. I love Mexican food. It's a tough one. We we found a really awesome taco place actually called
Yeah.
Taqueria Tijuana.
Ooh.
It's on like 24th and L or 24th and Q.
Okay, so South Omaha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I was
And
lucky
I
I
love
was with
Howard's
Emily.
Charo.
Hmm?
Sorry.
I was lucky to be with Emily because you have to order in Spanish.
Howard's Charo is really good. It's over in
It's
also
somewhat
in
new.
South Omaha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over
Yeah,
by
you're
there.
right. This
Yeah.
one, this place also really good.
And we have mariachi bands on Friday.
The
Oh,
good thing is Lulu loves Mexican food too.
Yeah.
okay.
Well, first of all, there's a really amazing network here in Omaha through the Down Syndrome Alliance. There's so many families, who were welcomed us with open arms when we came here, telling us about resources and schools and school districts and all those things. And what we see is that there are just more people with Down syndrome here, like more kids with Down syndrome than in Germany, just due to kind of practices that they have in Germany with prenatal testing and practices that we have in America, or attitudes towards that, if you will. And people here really just meet Lulu as Lulu. It's not the first thing they see. I don't feel like it's the Down syndrome. The first thing they see is Lulu. And that was the case in Germany too, but not always. And that was often really difficult for us. Like the first thing that people wanted to talk about was Down syndrome, and like kind of like in a tragic kind of way. And people here haven't met us that way, like that this is some tragedy, that this is just Lulu. We were walking into school the other day, back when Lulu was still in school, and the little boy in front of her was walking with his grandma, and he goes, grandma, that's Louisa. She's and I was like, okay, how's he gonna finish this sentence? And he goes, she's a classmate. And I was just like, yeah, she's your classmate. And that's that, you know? And in Germany, it was really, really, really difficult for us to even get her a spot in a daycare, because they insisted that she go to a special daycare for kids with special needs. And at 14 months, all the kids are special needs. We, saw this long road ahead of us of always battling to get her into the place that we thought she should be. And we knew that would be less the case here. I don't always want to paint everything black and white, like everything would have been impossible there and everything here, our doors wide open, but the path was maybe a little less resistant here.
And I would say like what you said about the attitude, it's like how people are here and how people are in Germany. Also, the other parents in Germany tend to talk more about the problems which comes with it and not about like the benefits which comes with it. And he is much more like, I would say, happier, just like happier. And that's also what we needed too as her parents to be like more happier. When you're not always confronted with problems and like difficulties, how to do this and that, and it makes it just hard to be just happy as a family. And I think that was a big reason to come here. And up to now, we are really happy we did that. It was totally the right decision, because here it's, I don't know, way more laid back and happier to be here as a family.
People celebrate it here.
Yeah.
Really, I feel like they celebrate, like our child is special because they have an extra chromosome and they can still do everything. But we're going to celebrate this, and we're not going to like suffer from it.
That's cool. Good.
Today, the groups that are coming are refugees from countries like Syria. And we actually experienced that firsthand, volunteering in our hometown with people who had literally walked to our hometown in 2015 in Germany from Syria, fleeing the war. And one thing I think that immigrants bring to the German culture is that a lot of this really great social things that happen in Germany are because immigrants fought for them, like social programs and social services that immigrants, use. I want to say take advantage, but not in a bad way. They use them and they improve them and they fight for those. And that's one way. And obviously the food's always the very first thing. Language and culture, like it just makes everything so much more colorful. Like that town that we lived in was pretty homogeneously German. Wouldn't you say, Henning? Everybody was pretty German. And then, you saw people, who had different types of clothes, different language, different, background, from countries like Syria, and Albania was another country. And it enriched that place. It really enriched it. Yeah. It mixes it up a little bit. It doesn't stay as like old and dusty.
Bringing like more diversity to the place they're going to. So I would imagine like there, for example, like just as an example is food. They bring like their food from their country, and it's like we all love Mexican food, for example. It's like would be boring without it. Well, the diversity, the possibilities we have, where to go to eat.
Henning.
Something that everybody could get into that situation, that he has to move to another place, and maybe together with his whole family, with kids and everything. And that is always just so helpful when people are there to welcome you and help you to start a new life. That is worth so much. And it's like, it could kind of happen to everyone with
you don't
multiple
know
reasons.
what the motivation was. You don't know what the situation was, and don't always assume the best. I would encourage you. Don't assume that because somebody's from a certain country or because somebody has a green card or an immigrant status that they are a certain thing, that they're abusing the system or that they're doing something illegal or that they're whatever. You don't know the story.
Mhm. That's good.
One message I'd like to send is that um, when we talk about like both countries, we're just being like very general and talking about our experience. Like I want to be really cautious and really conscious. This is something Henning taught me actually. Don't make blanket statements about a certain culture or a certain country. You know, you can't say all Germans are rude and super direct. You know, you can't say that. You can't say all Americans are kind and welcoming. You know, these were our experiences, and for time's sake, and you know, because humans are simple, we simplify and we make those statements. But we've had good times and bad times in Germany, and good times and bad times in America. We've met jerks and nice people in both countries, you know. So that's just something to keep in mind.
Mm.
That is a good statement. Yeah.